I had a later birthday, so I was one of the last ones to get my license, which, I kind of felt behind, but, I finally got my license. I wanted to drive everyone everywhere. It was my first car. It was something I get to do finally. I get to be responsible for myself. I always thought I was a pretty decent driver, but I went over the speed limit a little bit faster here and there, or goofed around in the car a little bit. Teenagers don't have rules, I mean, you have rules at home. You have rules in your parents' car. You don't have rules in a teenager's car. Not at all. There were 4 people in the back seat, 1 in the passenger. It was just us 6 going out for a good time. It was actually 3 couples. Next thing I know, I do see a hand pulling the steering wheel. And, the first time I could correct it. The second time he pulled again, and the car went into a slide where I couldn't get out of the slide. It just went sideways and right into a tree. And the next thing I know, I wake up, looking around, not knowing what's going on. There's dust everywhere. And I see Robbie next to me, and 2 guys run into the car, asking if we're okay. And I'm just like, what just happened? When it hit this tree, it wrapped around it. And as the back end went around it, 3 of my friends went out the back window. There was Jenny, and then Jesse, and then Tasha in the far back. And there was Lester trapped inside the car still. And that's when it hit me like, whoa, they're not just, unconscious, they're dead. It was a 55 zone. I believe I was going 70. For me, as a result of the accident, I got 2 years of my license suspended, 250 hours of community service, and probation. And that was just for a speeding ticket. I had to go to court and I had to testify. The first time I testified against him was to prove that I was innocent, to prove that he was guilty of pulling the steering wheel. He got jail time, juvenile, which I think it was up to 2 years for each account, which was 4 accounts, 4 kids that died. I have not talked to any of their parents since the day of the accident. They don't want anything to do with me. I know they think that I'm responsible. They think me and my boyfriend were both responsible. They figure, I was the driver of the car, so I should be able to control everything that happened in the car. And they just believe it was all my fault. It's definitely something we could control. I could have controlled what happened in my car that day. If I would have yelled at Robbie, the first time he decided to pull my steering wheel, which we happened not to be going very fast. If I would have yelled at him the first time, then it wouldn't have happened the last time. It was just a normal teenage day, to me, that's all it was. And I believe people do see me as maybe a bad person or, not smart for, having 4 people in my back seat. But, a 16-year-old is a 16-year-old.